Hey, to my video about Caucasians, I just now need to touch on it a little bit more specified. This is not about a race war. This is about the collective unifying that I said on a lot of different videos, just to verify, not to persecute Caucasians. We have, like I said, blacks that are nutcases. Okay, so this is to be well-rounded, to clear that I am not someone crazy to think that God, the Almighty, doesn't judge every unique individual by their hearts. God judges every unique individual by their hearts. Blacks have been subjugated for quite some time by a type of conquering of us that on some of these videos, it's now the evolution of creation and the revolution that what's in the dark comes to light. So a lot of people who have been compelled to state what they had in mind, remembering that they saw a need to take over and wanted to stay in control. That was a government official, whatever his name was, that said that if there is a lack thereof, they capitalized on it by utilizing the means of power, position, trickery, murder, plundering, carnage, pillaging of our people. That is a known fact. We're not here to sweep that under the rug, Caucasian family. Now, not everybody, of course, fundamentally, logically, did that. So we have to be, as I'm doing now, more well-rounded in specifying that so everybody isn't puzzled to think that I'm some hypocrite, blasphemous, trying to cause a distension while at the same time speaking about unification and the collective. So let's put this on view right now to enlighten everybody that I'm not insane and I'm not blasphemous or hypocritically trying to sound like I'm a nutcase. My mother is partially white, and I love my mama. And my daughter reminded me about my Russian blonde, tall glass of water. This video is going to be a little bit longer than 3 minutes. It's like 2 minutes and 31 seconds right now. So I'm still very much, compassionate and considerate of you all's time. Listen closely. Whatever we all have done, the clearing away of our healing has to be an individual doing this, to make sure that whatever you've done past your current life, that we reincarnate over and over again to learn to love. That's why we reincarnate, to reinstate ourselves back to our best versions of ourselves. That's on an individual basis. God, as my mother taught me when I was very young, she went to Catholic church in Trinidad. She said to me, Ebony, Papa God judges everybody by their hearts. That's all across the board. Whether you're white, blue, green, yellow, orange, purple, Indian, Chinese, alien, gray, reptilian, Anunnaki, Pleiadian, it doesn't even matter. Because wherever you are and whoever you are, we have a common sense mind that we're only made from in God's lonely state as children. We're only made from that time to now to love. If I'm pregnant with my child from my husband and we're pregnant together, I only want the best from all that I went through, making love, consummating and getting, pregnant and seated. And then now I'm going to want the worst for my child? Let's get real. No matter what your complexion is, you want the best for you, your loved ones, and your children. So let's get real here. So this video is necessary to clear the air that you all don't think that I'm some nutcase that has all this power and status, with it being for what? For unifying souls. We are souls, no matter what skin we wear, no matter what our background or our practices, our customs, our the way that we chose to live and who we are, no matter what planetary system, constellation, earth or not, we just want love. That's eternal. That's everlasting, as I put on the video yesterday. I don't want to be a soul that can't die, and then I got to live in my existence miserable. Are you crazy? Is anybody here with me right now? I know all of you are like, no, she's right. Like, we don't die, so we want to be happy. The only way to truly be happy is to raise oneself to be more angelic like in heaven on earth. So we have to clear away whatever it was that we were doing in our past lives, that when it arises, you may not remember because this is your current life. So we don't remember what we did in our past lives. So whatever it is, the only answer and the only key is to heal with love, understanding, patience, reasoning. No matter how annoying, we're souls, so we are ancient. We don't know even how old in year numbers. Well, Dr. York, just to give you all an instant window, he stated in his lessons and his teachings that he's 76 trillion years old. 76 trillion, okay? To give a number of a reference of a solar energy brought into existence. Not like a 12-year-old or 80-year-old, or you understand what I'm saying? A 90-year-old, I'm 65 years. We're not talking we're not talking a little bit of years. So those clearing moments has to require your compassion for you, your patience, the attributes of Allah, the 99 attributes of God, Allah. The last school is El Saburu, patience. If you Google it in, the Arabic tongue, El Saburu, patience, when we chant the 99 attributes of Allah. My father used to be an Ansar, and that's of ones of peace, and that's what he taught me, coming up as a little girl. He used to make salat and have his rug and pray 5 times a day. My dad, his blessed soul. I love my father. I'm a daddy's girl. So I'm educating you all more, little by little, that I'm not prejudiced. My mama is half white, okay? Freckles all over her face, an airplane nose. My father had a round nose. I'm kind of mulatto a little bit. And because my mother has white skin, you think I don't love my mama? I love my mama. I've had experiences that made me grow to love my white family. When I worked in Greenwich, Connecticut, that was the number one experience, that we have all these hang-ups that we need to get over. Family is family no matter what it is. I have a mama, a daddy, right? A mommy and daddy. I have my children, and then they have siblings, and those siblings grow up and have children, and those are nieces and nephews and cousins. And so that's the family dynamic everywhere. So we all need to learn to love more. That's the promotion of angelic beings being here. So I don't want that to get mixed up or misunderstood, that she sound like she crazy, she's unstable, that she keeps talking about whites. But the reality is some of them are stuck in a rut mentally. Not all of them. I love my white family. I truly do. I love you all. So I don't want you all to think, that I'm a hypocrite and, we want to approach her, but she gives us a feeling that she's not approachable. I was downtown yesterday in Alphabet City down there by the bridge, by the Brooklyn Bridge, and going back on the highway and stuff. I was pitching that I want to date a white boy. I mean, come on now. Closed mouths don't get fed. I want to go out on a date with a white guy. I'm attracted strongly to whites. And I was telling the brothers outside, there was a lot of brothers down there, and blacks. When we say brothers, we're all brothers and sisters. But I mean, when I say brother, the colloquial is I'm referring to black men, right? So, meaning the language, the familiarness of how we speak. So a lot of black brothers was down there. Of course, I'm a black woman, right? We all are black women, if you think about it. And I was like, listen, y'all don't get jealous. It's easy for me to get a black guy to date me. I mean, I'm a black woman. I'm a black woman. That's easy. So I love challenges. So I was making, white guys. I was telling the black guy, I was like, the black guy, y'all brothers, don't be jealous. that I could get you all. That's easy. I want a challenge. And so I said, don't hate on the white brothers. You know, we got to actually have some sort of a way to talk that it doesn't come across as offensive, that white men are white men. And we are different colors and flavors in creation. Okay. But we're not going to sit down as immature motherfucking adults respectfully and then start singling, well, you know, it's a big deal to be white. It is. There is a separation here that whites are pretty much, for a while, they were in charge. And so we have healed throughout time, that we're not in slavery times with whipping, lashing, and hanging people and stuff like that. We've grown tremendously. And so we see a benefit of coming together, evidently, throughout time. But we now have to really hone in on really doing some inner work and healing. And the only way to do that productively, authentically, lovingly, is to forgive ourselves for whatever wrongs we've done, not to persecute ourselves. We have to heal. We have to heal. You got to do that work for you. That's work that rewards you when you step into those shoes of making up your mind at whatever time. You better hurry up and do it. That I want to heal. That's for earth, the angelic beings, right? And other beings. But if you're angelic, you know, the punishments of being haters, it's worst from in heaven. And I mean, what I'm getting is that there's other beings, but we vibrate higher in higher realms. So we can't be like regular human beings and those beings that are low vibrational. We can't do that from our heavenly family's perspective that I'm referring to. We have to have a caliber of responsibility as supreme beings to fit into those shoes and stay into those shoes, not to ever think of ourselves as less than, as supreme beings. That's to my heavenly family. Now, other beings that do exist that are, you know, advanced, we wouldn't refer to them as heavenly, but the same, in the same light as being supreme beings, to please get respectfully your shit together and learn to forgive so you don't become the persecutor of your own self. That's what happens during judgment, that your reflection then shows you so that you can start seeing you for who you are, and then you heal. So yesterday, me downtown, you know, pitching, like saying I want to be a man. And men have desecrated women, respectfully, not all men. We have some gentlemen that they were looking at me like, bitch, respectfully, bitch, you crazy. Not all men are like that. And I get that. Whoever, like the saying goes, if the hat fits, pull the string. So I have to come behind it and clean it up a little bit to say, I'm aware that not all men and everybody fits into those shoes of being assholes. No. But for the most of it, men have this ego that women are supposed to be submissive. That's of the old. But men are supposed to be submissive as well in a gentleness to accommodate and love on their, you know, wives and their spouses. Whether nowadays, you know, a wife could also be a homogeneousness of being with a man, and ain't nothing wrong with that. If you love who you love, no matter if it's the same sex orientation, that's beautiful. Let's get over whatever another person chooses that makes them happy. Please do not judge. That could be a soul that God mixes up, that throughout time, you know, there was something that happened in a past life. And so I'm going to put this as a challenge, that this is someone in the same, you know, gender specific to you. Love them anyway. That's where love transcends boundaries. Love who you love. That's the day and time we're living in. Love who you love. Love should never be ashamed. The trueness of it is too sacredly divine. Love anyway. So I love my white family. So again, I'm gonna put this pitch at the end of this video. Anybody that's brave as a soul to want to date me. I've never dated a white guy, and I want to meet somebody just to go out on a date and sit down and talk and show you how beautiful my soul is, and I want to meet how beautiful your soul is, okay? I love you. Mwah.